Welcome back to another episode of What We Doing. It's your man's HT Sims.
Mr. Mix.
St. Louis Red.
What's going on, brothers?
What's going on, man? How you feeling today?
Man, feeling fantastic on this changing of times of day. Let's get to it, boss.
Rich nigga shit.
Rich nigga shit. Rich nigga shit. Part 2, boom.
Part deux.
You know what I'm saying?
Part dose.
Man. I just want to give us some props for feeling the vibe and being ahead of the curve. Because last week we did a show called Rich Niggas Shit, if you will, about the attitudes of cats that hit an upper echelon of finance and some of the ideologies they go along with, some of the things they kind of miss, and then it happened.
What happened?
Ye went on Drink Champs and
Just confirmed everything we were talking about.
All I'm talking about.
Just confirmed it.
Rich
Just
nigga shit to the two different atmospheres, man. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. And today we just kind of want to dive into some of the stuff that he was talking about. I necessarily don't want to make this a total Ye thing, but he did hit a lot of different points.
Okay, so
I don't mind, but go ahead.
Okay, so let's be clear. When we talk, anytime we talk about anybody individually, politics, entertainment, no matter, we use names because we're not running from the conversation.
Sure.
We use names because those are the examples that we can show you when we're having a conversation. But the names aren't important, the ideas are. So we want to use those names to illustrate certain ideas. So when we were talking about rich nigga shit last week, of course we threw out some names and we threw out some things that was going on. But the idea of it is what we discussed and kind of broke down. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do the same thing when talking about this. So, unless you were under a rock, Kanye West went on Drink Champs and had some words.
You know what I'm saying?
Had some words for some people. So to speak.
Yeah.
Kind of
sure.
said some shit that was
sure.
Kanye West goes on anything, and it's the most viewed ever for that platform.
That's fact.
I can agree to that.
That's for sure.
I can agree to that. So, fellas, why was it so controversial?
Man, okay, so this is the thing, right? I want to stay away from the term controversial per se in this one.
Polarizing?
Polarizing, sure.
What you want?
You know what I'm saying? I might even go as far as to say, sure. I'm going to put 2 little drops of the word iconic in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Iconic, okay.
Because of everything that he touched on in the interview. You know what I'm saying? Different ideas. And they kept a count during the interview about how many different names he dropped, which in any other circle I would think would be pretentious. But when you run in Ye's circle, who else are you going to be dealing with? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people that was brought into this, right? Coming off the release of Donda and CLB, he spoke a lot about. We'll get to the first one. He spoke a lot about Drake.
He spoke about Drake.
He didn't shy away from it. He
Sure.
didn't start the conversation, but he damn sure didn't duck it.
Mm-mm. Right.
No, he got in the car and he didn't race down the road, but we knew where that road was going.
It was one of those things where he kept saying during the interview, if it's up, then it's up. So once you brought it up, he handled it.
It was really going for it, and I feel like that part solved. Solve is the wrong word. It shed light into a lot of practices that go on in that level. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean by that?
He was talking about how they, even though they look like they are going against each other, they all still part of the same team. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Yeah.
Like even when he talks about going up against Drake and how Drake attacks the whole situation. He talked about attacking it like war and being more cerebral about it. You know what I'm saying?
Very strategic.
Very, very strategic.
Moving down the street, certain lyrics that were meant.
Implications.
Yeah, implications. Certain innuendo. It was very, very Jay-ish, if you will. Because anytime Jay would come at somebody, he would kind of do it the same way.
I've always said that Jay-Z and Drake were subliminal kings. But another subliminal king that what is it called? When you call someone and you raise them, is Pusha T.
Oh yeah.
So like Drake is very good with the subliminals, but so is Pusha.
Yeah.
But I think the difference with Pusha is, and why I respect it a little bit more, Pusha will send a subliminal shot your way, and then stand on it so much.
Oh no.
Stand on it so much that he's like, and do something about it.
Right.
But that was my point.
Like 2 feet on it and go, yeah, that shot was for him. That shot was absolutely for him. It was his shot to take.
Now what?
Fuck you gonna do about it?
Facts.
But see, now
I like that energy. I love that
difference.
energy.
I think the primary difference, because like it's a lot of that in the bag of the three, but I think in Pusha's clip he has the subliminal shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he also has the headshots.
And he has the
in
headshots.
the exact same clip.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think with Ye and Drake, it was Cold War. It was Cold War, but it was Cold War.
I hear you.
Which means
it was
if you didn't know, you didn't know.
That's
like
on
if you
Drake's
didn't
end.
know, you didn't know. So you were listening to it and you was like, I don't get the significance. And then when it's broken down, it's like, oh, that's fucked up.
That's on Drake's end.
Yeah.
On Ye's end, it was never that. On Ye's end, it was clear. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And on Ye's end, it was so clear, and that's kind of what he was getting in the interview as well. He was saying that, Drake kept implying whether you did or you didn't. You know what I'm saying? You kept implying that you smashed my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
he did.
You dropped lyrics. You did certain things.
Sure did.
Kanye said you told the world that you were going to kill me. You know what I'm saying? On one of your biggest singles.
Right.
Put him on a Gildan. That means put me on a T-shirt.
T-shirt,
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Right.
And then he called that out like, both of us are too big and we feed too many people and too many families for either one of us to be putting the other person on the T-shirt.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
So therefore, I text you, Jay-Z, and everybody else.
Travis
the
Scott
same
was
thread.
on that. Yep.
Travis
Yep.
Scott. And I said, we're going to talk about this.
Yep.
This man just said he's going to put me on a T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about
And
this.
the first thing he said was, he said one of the legend line was, I make more than everybody on this group text.
I'm worth more than everybody on this
more than
group
everybody
text
on this
combined.
Which and
Rich
that's-
nigga shit.
and then in the
First
same
and
breath,
foremost.
you're right. In the same breath, at the beginning, he was talking about how his home is when he FaceTimes his daughter, but his house is his book bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and then in the same turnaround, be like, but don't get it twisted. I have the money to do all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's when Nori said, okay, you love your book bag, but don't get them because everybody wants to, ownership, whatever. But he owns land. He owns like 200 acres. 12,000, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. 12, yeah. And I think that's what he brought to the interviews. Like, hey man, I know y'all want me to not be me, but all I can give you is me. Because I think that's the one part that everybody hates about Ye is like, because by the time it was at the 30-minute mark, something like that, 35-minute mark, 15 different people. He just talking random conversation.
Yeah, he was name dropping.
He was name dropping. He gave you a heads up, like his name dropping, but that's to the bigger point. But who else is he gonna be around?
I want to get to that. I want to touch on
that.
both of those points. So on the first point, the title of the show, and then I want to circle back around to like the whole Ye thing you mentioned. I personally love the interview. I thought personally that he hit it out of the park. There were so many softballs lobbed to him, and he knocked it out of the park. You can encase that in his volatility, or you can encase that in his wildness, or whatever the case may be, or the things that you don't agree with. Because I don't agree with anything that everybody says.
Right.
Man, listen.
But that's for me. That's besides the point. He touched on a lot of. I guess for me, it's besides the point because with me, I take what applies, and everything else. So everything in that interview that didn't apply or didn't care about, I push it to the side unless it was a teachable moment. You know what I mean? So I want to touch on two things. One with with the title. I don't want to say contradiction, but if we were to talk to Ye, because I love all my people, and without having a direct conversation, sometimes it can come across a different way. So if we were able to talk to Ye, I would like to inquire. Like he kept talking about community and building and all those different things, and us being each other's crutches. You know what I'm saying? That empowerment ordeal, which I'm 100% for. But he talked about being a nomad and being homeless and not having a home. When just a couple years ago, his house and how well, dead it looked. You know what I'm saying? But like in so many different ways, it was the talk of everything. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like when he said he didn't have a home, him and his significant or his wife, you know what I'm saying, having spats or whatever case may be, like that had something to do with him starting this nomadic journey. It sounds like, right? So if is that the reason why you don't have a home? Because like 2 years ago you weren't saying the whole no home thing. So this is a kind of a different spin. But in a part of that, he was saying, you know, relationships are more important than money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
So
You're right.
being able to travel the globe and you know people not take your money. I can go to this restaurant. Oh, your money's no good here. You know what I'm saying? I can go to Balenciaga and I can ride with the CEO of Balenciaga to the store.
To get some drawers and socks.
I wasn't even coming for anything per se, but because I didn't have any clothes, I got free drawers and socks for 3-4 days, whatever, whatever. And he was talking about relationships, but I wanted to get it to the point of you're saying relationships over money, but you wouldn't have those relationships if you didn't have money. You know what I'm saying? Your money would not be your money would not be any good here if you didn't have money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The reason why they say that is because it's a two-way relationship. We want to
Correct.
be able to call in those favors as well at some point in time. You know what I mean? Am I right?
Correct. Yeah. No. You. All right. So have you guys? Are you guys familiar with Doug Cole and like the family and stuff like this?
Nah.
Okay. So
Yeah, no.
Doug Cole is those are the people that are behind the National Prayer Breakfast. Most all of your presidents have attended this breakfast. It has everybody who's in power across the world at these prayer breakfasts, right?
Okay.
This is not on no conspiracy Illuminati shit.
This is just like
this is what it is.
factual.
This
Yeah,
is
it's
what it is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can Google it. This
Yeah,
everybody's
like the
been there.
Trilateral Commission.
Something like
Okay.
that. So one of the things that some of the roots of this deal here is when, and these names escape me right now, but these folks made a conscious decision around the Great Depression to make Christianity more of a business minded religion, right?
Right.
And they got into those deals. Doug Cole and company, if you will, started using that same under Jesus and us relationships was mine is yours is mine. But that only applies to, we're talking about, your dictators, everybody you're talking about, right? So one of the guys that was with him speak on, they had to go talk to Gaddafi, right?
Okay.
But since of the relationship between the U.S. and that area over there, they couldn't get a passport. They couldn't spend any money. They couldn't do any of that because of how they was moving. But they were able to do it.
Okay.
Because of relationships. Everybody were all under this. They were able to do it. So they went over there. They talked. One guy says, "Hey man, I was part of the U.S. Congress that killed your child. We come here humbling to ask for forgiveness under the name of Jesus." He said, "Jesus this, Jesus that." Then that built the relationship. Now, all kind of stuff going in, guns, money going this way, oil going this way. At these national prayer breakfasts, people dip off to have different type of relationships based off just that, the relationship all under Jesus. This is the one thing that I saw in the interview. Every time Ye started talking about his money, he brought up Jesus and the relationship. So I put the coalition together right there.
Deep. That is deep. That is deep. Hey, bro, you gotta let that breathe.
You got to. You know what I'm
gotta
saying?
let that breathe. That's
so,
deep, bro.
In one point, when I'm watching
That's
this,
deep.
when I'm getting this information, I'm looking at it like on the top end, you want to say, man, that's the Illuminati I'm talking about right there. But really, it's not. It's a group of people with powerful positions understanding the one relationship under one umbrella. So as far as networking, how can you hate it? Same with Ye. Yeah, you might hate some of the antics, but look at the relationships he's talking about.
Because at the core and at the crux of it that you must understand, and the reason why I don't believe in conspiracy theories to that effect, because one, it takes too much loyalty and too much silence and too many moving pieces to make them happen, and we have now shined a light on all of this shit.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? If you privacy is gone. Like I can say this with a tremendous amount of confidence. At one point in time, what I did for a living, and just knowing and reading and being educated in this country, privacy is gone.
And that's absolute bullshit. But go ahead.
Get it out of here. There's no such thing as privacy.
I can tell you when it stopped. Right.
Yeah,
The Patriot Act got rid of that.
Right. There's no such thing as privacy. Right.
That's true.
So since there's no such thing as privacy, you're trying to, like, people are trying from the outside in to say, well, these people are working in the there's no more shadows. What it is, and what makes it even more, not sinister, but just what it is that if I'm at a certain level and I carry a certain amount of power, you are too insignificant to stop me. It's really that simple.
Yep.
It's really that simple. This is not my words. This is just the attitude in which they flow with. So things like that you've explained make all the sense in the world. Why he would speak about it, and while he would have the connections that he would have, he would be talking to the people that he's talking to. He would be connected to the Republican Party, which is the party of religion and Jeep. Like, all of this shit makes all the sense in the world because, again, we had a conversation on this platform and we talked about he did this to become a billionaire.
Correct.
I am 1,000% sure in my heart that Kanye did this shit because he saw what needed to be done to get to that level and said, I'm going to do exactly that to get to that level now. And we're probably going to have to come back to this or break. The issue I have with Kanye, the interview and everything that he's talking about is the same issue that I had when he went off on Sway. Sway was just simply saying, yay, you have the infrastructure, power, and influence to do it your fucking self. So do it your fucking self and stop looking at these people like they're on a level that you're not on. That's the whole point of the interview that everybody's with the Houseway. So with this interview, I'm saying the same. Yay. Whether it's 3 billion or 5 billion, whatever the fuck you're worth, you're one of 15. You're the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%, period. Do it your fucking self, bro. You actually have the power to move the needle in ways that many can't because you're in those circles and you're on that platform. So and it may not be fair because he's an entertainer, or it may not be fair because he might not be mentally. It may not be fair to ask him to do this, but if you're going to continue to talk about this shit and bring up the problem, and you're literally the solution, I got an issue with you.
I think that's the difference between the two interviews, though. Because in the Sway interview, he was whining.
Yes.
And he was called out about it.
Yes.
And he was saying, but they won't let me, pretty much. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yes.
In this interview, he was saying that they were his peers.
Yeah.
Like, he was speaking from a space of, like, he was there. You know what I mean? He wasn't looking for any handouts.
But then, exactly. But then, of course, the follow-up question is, what you were saying, where's the community building in?
Yep.
Where's it at? Where's the schools? Where the hospitals? Where are the things that independently make us not depend on this system and this society that you, with your 12,000 acres, can go and create? Because you have all the resources to do and create that. Now, we could get into some deep shit and say they may not let them, right? They may not fuck with Kanye.
To whatever
like
that means.
We can say
whatever that means.
Or we can also say the people that are on that level, that's not their agenda, so that's not his agenda. I just heard too much. I just heard too much of the same conversation that they're having, that he's having, and I get that he can have that conversation. But bro, never forget that you're not. Even that, though you think you're one of them, you still ain't one of them. You still ain't.
That's real.
You still ain't. You still a stranger in the fucking room.
Well, and not only just that, but because it's twofold for me. One, we talk about, I don't know. He kept mentioning the billions, 9 billion, 6.6 billion.
Hey,
I
had to cut you off, but he kind of was hitting you with the Ray J and the Bentleys with the billions.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
1 minute was 6, 1 minute was 9. Yeah. Go ahead.
And again, that just to your point, that part was pissing me off. Like, you got 9, 5, 2, whatever. Fuck, what you doing with it, bro? Like, what you doing for the people that you're talking to? Because in the same sense, you'll lecture us and you'll talk about chakras and 808s and all the rest of this shit and the lowest form of music and all that. But you created that. You own a song with Chief Keef, bro. You can't give me that. Be the solution, then talk down to me like you can't fix my situation. Fuck you.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of it. So
Fuck you.
Because I follow what's being said historically, and then with the shift, because he talked about the 12,000 acres.
He did.
And then he talked about, like you said, that's when he kept making a referencing like, "Oh, you didn't think I was going to get killed on this interview?"
Yeah,
kept
right.
saying, like,
he kept
this is
saying
an interview where they're going to kill me afterwards because we are building on these acres, this institution, and it's going to have this, this, and this, and this, and this is who it's for. It is for African American or black children, but not for them exclusively. It's also for whatever. But what he kept doing in that interview is he said, "I am the leader." He said, "I'm the leader."
It did Lauryn Hill say.
Lauryn Hill corrected him.
Yeah,
saying,
right.
"You are a leader, but you're not the leader." But he kept going back to the point of what he kept bringing it back to is unity, unified fronts. You know what I mean? He talked about
don't forget that point. We got to come back to that point. You're a leader. You're not the leader. That is a hugely important point in all of this shit that gets it all fucked up because we keep wanting to anoint some fucking body. We keep doing it, and so the people that get in those positions think that they're supposed to be anointed. Like they think that they're supposed to be, no, I'm supposed to be the savior. No, the fuck you're not. You're supposed to be a part of a coalition that is working towards a centralized goal for the liberation and upliftment of all of us. That's what's supposed to happen. Because we all can be leaders in our
respective
own
fields,
right.
if you will.
Shout out to my man Sheen. He says a quote all the fucking time, and I miss this quote, but right now I fucking get it because it makes all the sense in the world. If you want to change the world, go home and love your family.
I'll go with that.
AKA, if you go and be a father to your kid or a man in your community, you are doing just as much as somebody who's out here being a martyr for the cause. Because those people that you are affecting are going to change the world one way or another, whether you want them to or not. And what we get caught up in is this martyrdom to where we just have this one person or these one or two people that go out and think that they're supposed to be Jesus. And then when they're not Jesus, because they're flawed, they're men, because the two things that you saw with this interview is that he is extremely gifted and he is extremely flawed.
Yeah.
Those two things were fucking evident.
And he owned it.
And he owned it.
He owned it, though.
But he also said he had a gentle mental. You know what I'm saying? And that to me goes a long way. At least you recognize that and you've been doing the work.
He owned all of his flaws. He talked about him not being good with numbers. You know what I'm saying? He talked about him not being the greatest reader and things of that nature. When we said that you need to do it, you know what I'm saying? I think that was his mentality in saying, like, I'm the leader. You know what I mean? Lauren saying that you're not the leader, you're a leader.
Yeah.
I wasn't a part of that conversation, but that's true too. When you talk about martyrs, like that's huge.
Huge.
It's big. The what is the FBI program?
COINTELPRO.
Well, not COINTELPRO, but like
Which
the
one?
agenda item of the assassination of the black male leader. I'm mingling the words slightly, but it was to prevent the rise
Of the next. Yeah.
of the next. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was COINTEL.
that was COINTEL, but like that was the primary agenda item
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. Because that was Hoover's. All right, for our listenership that don't understand, you can go do your Googles on COINTELPRO. Again, you ain't got a conspiracy theory and shit. In open court, they admitted that they assassinated Martin Luther King Jr. Open court,
But I didn't
like
need
it's on the files. It's on. And again, you didn't need them to admit it. But what I'm saying is
killed
that
him, they killed Malcolm.
they're never so smooth or so slick to where it doesn't get out. We think that they are, but they're never, because there's too many moving parts and there's too many people that can just go home and say, you know what I learned today? Bro, you know what we did today?
Yeah.
It always is one. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Somebody got a drinking
But
problem.
that's why I want to dead the whole concept of it took the Patriot Act for there not to be privacy. There was no privacy, absolutely.
Okay.
But but those same powers you say have no privacy now, they were known about in the past.
Okay, so
You know what I'm
this is what I say about the
But
Privacy Act.
it made it legal.
But
It gave it a legal standing in court for you to be able to say, I don't have any privacy. And you say, yeah, but
see,
you
at the time though, not only that, at the time that made it nationally acceptable to give up your privacy, because at the time they passed it, everybody was all in shock, like, yeah, let me know, let me get in there.
Our privacy went out the window.
What privacy did we ever have?
Our privacy did. Their privacy did not. You know what I'm saying?
We also asked them to take it away from us at that time.
Oh no, we're idiots.
You know
No,
what I'm saying?
we
That's
have
the
a
thing.
issue. Like just like we're asking them to take away our freedom of speech now.
True.
We're stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All I was saying was that it's the reverse. It's not like we're getting more information on them. The FBI files were stolen. That's how we got all of the confirming information that we needed about everything that they were doing with regard to COINTELPRO. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was stolen information. And guess what? Even the information we stole was redacted. So we still didn't have everything.
Some of it was blacked out, but don't miss this part. Don't miss this part about the United States government. Whenever there is an operation or whenever anything is done, it has to be written. Because in order for that order to be a lawful order, it has to be in writing. Mm-hmm. So yes, you may have gotten a redacted file. Somebody saw the original. Yeah. Yes, you may have read it, or the John Q. public may have read it and not being able to read everything that's going on. But I'm telling you, for a fact, with no equivocation, that somebody read it in its entirety, knew it, and I'm telling you, fuck you telling me. I'm telling you that person went and talked to somebody, because they always go and talk to somebody, even if you're read into at a certain clearance level. Because there's certain clearance levels in these United States that you can be read into that you cannot tell your spouse who you sleep next to, what you do for a living. There are certain jobs that you do that hold a top secret SCI clearance that you cannot tell your spouse what you do. You go to a job, it's a door, you walk in that door, you walk out that door. When they ask you how your day was, you say good. You say nothing else. Supposedly. But human nature tells you that somebody says something, because again, how do you hold in Area 51? How do you hold in some of the shit that you have to hold in? You don't.
Look,
you say it to some fucking.
But that's the reason why we have to kill. I mean, conspiracy theories is a phrase that they coined anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We have to kill the theory. We need the public to understand conceptually that a conspiracy is just two or more people coming together to plan to do something.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So conspiracies happen every fucking day.
All day long.
Stop the whole theory part of it.
Stop it.
As a cancellation.
That's it. That's
there
all.
You go.
That's all I wanted to get you to. That's it. That's all I wanted to get to.
The theory part.
You got to stop that.
The theory of planning. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Okay, I get that.
The skull. They'll say these secret societies. They're not secret.
They're not secret.
Right.
They're not secret.
Okay,
stop it. They're not secret.
They're not secret. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? All of this shit that they're saying. Like people are like the Illuminati, the Illuminists, and the Skull and Cross. These are clubs. These are at Yale. These are at some of your top institutions. So damn near every president has had Masonic ties. Like, how do I know this? It's just simple reading. The thing is what they really do is they keep you so entertained. They keep you so inundated, and they keep you so fucking distracted that you never, because they don't want a well-educated.
Let me tell our audience this. You're more likely to hear false information that's a rumor about something local or somebody you know than false information about something global or national.
Yeah.
If you heard about it globally or nationally, it's probably true.
So check it out. I think this is the one thing that the linchpin to all these theories and conversations. There's people called investigative journalists. It's what they do. And before they put their name on a piece of information, they have fact checked this 300,000 times. They know how dangerous what they're about to be is. You know what I'm saying?
They fact check it. They prove it.
Somebody told them. Yeah.
And then we do nothing. And then a decade and a half later, they're killed.
Right. I was about to say, they die.
Or they die.
Gary Webb. Gary Webb commits suicide and gets shot 2 times in the head. You know who Gary Webb is? It's called the Dark Alliance. But Dark Alliance unveiled the tie between Contra and the actual selling of narcotics on the streets of L.A. He wrote the story. It came out. People read it. They already knew how to discredit him.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
they already knew. Yeah. We already knew because you did something.
But that's what I mean by that.
We already knew.
So that's what I mean. Like it comes out whatever. But it's one of those things where, and Ye talked about that.
He did.
That's why he kept someone being killed. But that's one of those things where Gary Webb was murdered 3 times.
Yeah.
His credibility was killed.
Killed.
Like he proved and put out all this information, and it meant nothing to the world. The world moved on. You know what I'm saying?
Rather quickly,
he was killed.
Absolutely.
And Ye said that in the interview when he's talking about they want to label you he kind of mingled then, so he kind of mingled me now. What he was saying, when they label you crazy, insane, that's all part of the deal. You know what I'm saying?
It's write you off.
They'll write you off. What he was talking about, this is 1984 mind control.
George Orwellian.
Yeah. That's what he kept getting into. Which, sure, of course, that's why I think it's called programming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even in his speech, even as aware as he is with his gentle mental, his understanding of his circle, his understanding of his peers, it's still kind of like you still subscribe to that kind of mind control.
That's,
you know what
that
I'm
was
saying?
my whole.
Because
my
that's my
whole issue is he
thing.
subscribes to, like he's talking about how people aren't important and like whatever said a third, but he's name dropping the entire interview. You know what I'm saying?
Because again, the difference between mind control and mood control, we have to define too.
I'll give you that.
So people keep talking about mind control. Mind control is something totally different from your mood control. Now, when you talk about music and things that inspire a feeling,
Yeah, sure.
that is mood control.
Yeah.
Mind
absolutely.
control. Your mind repetition is the key to learning. Is the truest shit in the world, because your mind doesn't know yes or no. It doesn't compute yes or no. It computes what it sees all the time.
Right,
So
right.
if I continue to flash certain things but your mind is going to, of course, think. If you tell me 2 + 2 is 4 5,000 times, 2 + 2 is
He's
4.
4. And I'm going to apply
And I'm
that
going
to my other
to
shit.
apply
Yep.
that because it's been repeated into my mind. How programming works and how deconstruction and construction works is I just repeat certain phrases and I keep repeating them until they become true to you, because your brain doesn't know how to stop unless you stop it and say, why is this not true? And question it and go a different way. If I just show you something consistently, then your mind is going to take it in, because that's how the mind works.
So
Your
let's go
brain
with the
does not say. Your brain doesn't say this does not compute, because your brain does not compute. It's regurgitating.
there
right.
it goes.
So, like I said, you talking about mind control. To your point, what is the 3 things that this dude repeated the entire interview? 1, that this is 1984 mind control. 2, they're gonna kill me after this interview. And 3, you should have killed me after Bush. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not aware of all the references he was talking about, if you're not,
Then he said Bob Marley through the toe.
then he
Come
said
on,
Bob
man.
Marley through the toe. You know what I'm
Bob
saying?
Marley through the toe. For those who are not aware, it goes back to what we were saying about conspiracies and all that different nonsense.
Different nonsense.
We talk about the federal government being in the auditorium ballroom the day before Malcolm was assassinated, and that being proven in public information.
That was.
We talk about federal government harassing Bob Marley. Up and through his last days, up until the point where everybody knows that Bob Marley had the toe,
With
the
the
cancer,
cancer
and
and-
everything,
yeah.
whatever. And then you have the story about the boots that were gifted to him. The boots were gifted to him. He put the boots on because in tradition, you receive a gift. He accepted it in that way. Put the boots on. Something stuck him in his toe. If you go and research and look into who gave him the boots and who the person who gave him the boots are related to, that's the mental referencing that Kanye is getting at when he's like Bob Marley through the toe. At the moment, he was talking about how, when you're operating in these systems, people are trying to kill you, and his killing was he was referencing like, because I'm not good with numbers,
Right.
Because I'm not good at reading and all those different things. We have to be a family. We have to be a unit. I'm good at this. You're good at that. We work together. Be a collective. He was saying like a lot of mind games are being played with him and his money because he has the money. Him and his wife are separating. Kanye, your 80 storage units, your 80 storage units.
Your 80, yeah.
I asked my wife to look into it, because I'm not good with money, whatever. She said I only have 36 storage units, which he didn't say it, but what he's implying is I'm being charged for 44 storage units. You know what I'm saying,
But what
that
he
I
say
don't
though?
have.
He said that's like poisoning through
Yeah,
the
poisoning. That's when he was talking about the Bob Marley through the shoe. But he also referenced the Sunday service. You know what I'm saying? Who are these 30 extra people? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With 30 cars and 30 hotel rooms and 30 room services, whatever, it's just stealing, you know what I'm saying? Stealing his wealth, siphoning off, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yep. So look, let's take a quick break. This was a hell of an interview. Got a lot of topics to go, man. As always, check us out on all social media, especially IG, what we doing, STL, the movement. Get involved with the Facebook, get involved in the conversation. I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to start this right now. What we doing, STL.com. Let's go on the renovations, man. We come as always, check it out now, but look to the future, man. We got big changes, man. This is what we're doing. We'll be right back.
La 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 la, wait till I get my money right. I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I awoke, I spent that on a necklace. I told God I'll be back in a second. Man, it's so hard not to act reckless. To whom much is given, much is tested. Get arrested, guess until he get the message. I feel the pressure under more scrutiny. And what I do, act more stupidly. Bought more jewelry, more Louis V. My mama couldn't get through to me. The drama, people suing me. I'm on TV talking like This is my pain, this is my name, this is my power. If it's my rain, then it's my shower. This pole position, I made a lane cause they blocked ours. Dope boys, block bleeders, gold diggers, don't stop either. Motivation is misguided. If we hit the mark, then it's not needed. Carry on like a carry-on. On my side, bitch, I let tag along. Call me daddy from a complex cause her mother's fucker wouldn't marry mom. No excuses, no regard. Step on a brick like a promenade. 20,000 on calling cards and I'm speaking Spanish like Don Omar. But I'm King Push. This King Push. I rap nigga about trap niggas on sing hooks. Fuck nigga with the sly talk. Miss me with all the pop talk. When I'm lights on you and I'm letters there, you point us out just like an eye chart. But that's my fault. My details of the sidewalk. For 11 years we seen better years. We been selling birds over the time port. My first Grammy was my first brick. Red carpet, every bad bitch. More BMF than Billboard. I got a label deal under my mattress. Cause I'm King Push. Still King Push. I rap nigga about trap niggas, I don't sing hooks. Vultures to my culture, exploit the struggle, insult ya. They name dropping about king copping, but never been a foot soldier. Let's have another look, just get a little closer. Rage Against the Machine, Black Zack De La Rocha. In a cranberry roaster, inside track on a G-Rap poster. Best D-boy, all I'm missing is a dash. Difference between me and Hova, but I'm King Push. Still King Push. I rap nigga about trap niggas, I don't sing hooks.
Welcome back to What We Doing. Those last two songs, Kanye, Can't Tell Me Nothing. I mean, that pretty much wrapped up the whole interview, man. Kanye was rolling. You couldn't tell him nothing different. And shout out to Nori for letting Kanye just talk. Just take a shout out for Nori's evolution as a host on that podcast,
because
man.
he used to annoy the fuck out of me because his dyslexia would act up and he would disrupt the interview all the fucking time, and I'd be like, Nori, just let the motherfucker talk, man.
He kept catching himself.
You know, he kept himself.
But he caught himself in this one because I think he understood how big this interview was and what it meant to the culture. So he just kind of let Ye do what Ye do, which is talk and the whole nine. But just bringing it back to the interview and the overall, because again, as far as interviews goes, you're absolutely right. Brilliant interview, brilliant take. Nori really did do his thing, and Ye kind of knocked it out the park. The overall, just if I could get a hold of him, I'm a Kanye fan. I'm a, you know, the mixtapes before the first album dropped, Kanye fan.
Pope Pippin?
The Blueprint, dope ass producer, Kanye fan. Kanye was Kendrick before Kendrick.
He talked about that in an interview.
And he was what we were all kind of waiting on. Again, this is fan talk. I'm fanning out right now. This is just fan talk. He was what we were all waiting for because his perspective was different. He wasn't coming from because at that time, hip hop was hugely, man, if you don't hustle, the fuck are you doing here? If you don't hustle, what are you doing here, bro? If you ain't got work on the block, what are you doing here, bro? You can rap, cool, but what are you doing here?
Right.
Because this is The Rock, and this is the shit that The Rock talks about. Except he wasn't talking about coke and birds. It was more like spoken word. Except he really putting it like,
yep.
we can do this all day with these Ye lyrics, right? So to see him where he is now, to see what he is now, and the conflict is I'm intelligent enough to know that he may need to, it may be a necessity for him to be what he is for survival.
Okay, sure.
But I'm also tied to that person that gave me so much of hope and what we were looking for and what he could be. And now he's at the level that he probably never thought he would get to. Because when he was doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers, that's a different word, like pre-summers. I deserve to do these. When he was that guy, because when I say came from nothing and became a billionaire, that's a different type of accomplishment.
Sure.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different type of accomplishment. Yes, you had people in, to even put it in better perspective. How we can have the Jay-Z conversation later.
Sure.
Jay-Z is probably, universally considered a top 5 MC of all time.
Sure.
Dame Dash is considered in hip hop a top 5 executive.
Easy.
You were brought, and he talked about Dame in the interview as well. You were brought under that. You had that tutelage. So you have the Kendrick path, you have that type of tutelage, you have that type of school that you go to, and you become this. You become Rihanna, there's gonna be some other people that's gonna come up. You become this thing that we never thought you would become. And you get here and you say things that are just blatantly and patently wrong and disrespectful and could be deemed as detrimental if motherfuckers are listening to you, and you sitting on the sideline, Leon is sitting on the sideline like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Because I'm trying to figure it out. I really am. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to say, is he saying this shit because if he says the truth, his survival is going to be questioned? Because again, we already know when you speak truth to power. We got too many examples.
And he talked about it in the interview.
We got too many examples. Brother Malcolm. Like we got too many examples of truth to power, and then the demise. Now, what I think is that when we talk about that, right? They talk about the assassination. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. They don't do that's not the operating. That's not the playbook anymore. They allow you to kill yourself.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
They allow you to kill yourself. You're self-destructive.
Right.
We're just gonna give you the tools for you to self-destruct.
Yeah, they kill you in other
I don't
ways.
have to. Yeah, I don't have to put a syringe or send a bullet through you. No. We have way better tools than that. Oh, you're saying stupid shit? Okay, we're gonna feed you the dumb shit and let you kill yourself in different ways, as opposed to actually physically putting the bullet in him because he's too powerful or he can lead a movement.
But like I said, I think 70% of what Kanye said was on point. I think the 30% that wasn't has everything to do with who he isn't. You know what I'm saying? The contradictions that I see in Kanye now were the exact same contradictions from the gate. You know what I'm saying?
Which
he was
were?
talking about himself, everything. And when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. Like everything he talked about in the music that everybody was going, he did. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So when he was talking
was
about...
it you that said that, or are we just having a deja vu conversation? I swear I had this conversation with
Deja vu
somebody
was a
else.
glitch in the Matrix, but I probably said it.
Yeah.
He said I probably said it.
That boy said yes.
Yes.
But where I was going with it is like he talked about like he didn't do the whole rap game is and these are my sons like Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he said like what you said. The Kendricks are here because of me.
Yes.
It's like A$AP Rocky is who he is in fashion because of me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The samplers and production.
Yes.
The hip hop and the all these different like
Emo
it's
rap,
all because
Drake,
of me.
yes.
Yeah, it's all because
Being
of me.
accepted and not being hood. Yes, all of these people owe homage to, because one thing that we not gonna do is I'm never gonna say he's not a fucking musical genius.
Oh, I've never said that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm never not gonna say
gonna
he's
that.
like when people want to argue with me about slavery's a myth and all the rest of that shit that he says, that I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hold on, hold that
The
thought.
fuck are you talking about?
Hold on, let me finish
I
it.
still got to go back to he's a genius.
He is a genius, but that's what I mean. So twofold. One, with respect and love, I think a part of what Kanye doing is what you said about education or indoctrination or what we think we know. We're
Right.
just repeating. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A part of the problem with competing is you don't know. It's not your bag. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
So
Okay.
so you're trying to express things that you're not qualified to express. You know what I'm saying?
I am totally open to whatever logical suggestions that y'all can give me on this, because part of my feelings is hurt when I hear him.
No, so,
You know what I'm saying?
all right,
Like,
so-
my feelings are hurt.
yeah.
So this is my point. So when Kanye was talking about slavery was a choice and all those different things, I didn't take it personal. I could write it off as idiotic or whatever the case may be. I understood what he was trying to say.
Sure.
And he couldn't say. You know what I'm saying?
Which was what? Give me that, please.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
We talked about
Give
it.
me that. Like, I'm dead serious, guys. I don't know.
Okay.
Give it to me, please. Because I want to know.
To me, it's the same. It's the same mentality that he has right now. It's like,
Okay.
yeah, okay, you. I don't even want to repeat because I didn't agree with it at all. But basically, what he's saying was, you could kill your master and left a long time ago.
Right. So in summary,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah. So it's factual.
But it's
Yeah. See.
No, it's 1,000% factual, but it's idiotic and it's not fair to our ancestors.
Right.
It's just wrong to say.
It wasn't even that what it
because
was.
It's not that simple.
Right.
You know
No.
what I'm saying? But what he was
and to
trying
say that we didn't.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
We did.
and to say that there weren't
But
slave
that's what I mean
revolt.
by, like, there was plenty of examples from Nat Turner on and on and on.
Yeah,
I'm saying
to
he doesn't
Denbark
know
VC, we can keep
it's
going.
not his
Like,
bag to speak from. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's on a platform who he is speaking out of his bag. That's why when he kept saying, I'm not good with reading. I'm not good with numbers. He kept talking about community and unity. Instead of you bragging on me or calling me stupid or saying whatever, why don't you be that for me and let me be this for you? You know what I'm saying? So when he's saying I'm the leader, and Lauren is saying she isn't, that he isn't, he's not. All right, it goes back to what you're saying. Lauren is saying he isn't the leader. I love Lauren.
no.
Everybody knows I love Lauren.
Yeah, he's not.
I don't know where she was speaking from, but I assume, humbly, she was speaking from, you may be a leader, you're not the leader. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You're not my leader. Whatever.
Because there will never, because in any prolonged and protracted movement, there isn't a leader.
That's not what she's saying, though. There isn't a leader. There will never be a leader. All right, so what I believe she's saying is, like, you may be a leader, you can be a leader, you're not my leader, you're not our leader, you don't speak for us. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about you don't speak for us, you don't speak to us, you don't speak to us. It's fucking irrelevant. We need one voice. It doesn't matter who speaks for us. You know what I'm saying? We need to be in collective agreement.
Okay, but that one voice comes from a code of ethics and a code of conduct and how we operate as
And I get
opposed to from the pulpit to where we're used to getting the one voice from. You understand what I'm saying?
100% agree with that.
We have been indoctrinated with religion, and religion has always been the preacher led leadership, right? Martin Luther King was a preacher. That's not ironic. You
Right.
get it?
Right,
That's
no, I
not
get it.
lost on me.
Right.
He had to be that because he wouldn't have been listened to if he was Malcolm. You get what I'm saying? He doesn't get the push unless he's Malcolm needed the church as much as the church needed Malcolm.
Sure.
Religion in that time was necessary because it gave you the credibility to be able to speak to the masses and give them some type of doctrine that was not your gospel, but was the gospel. You get what I'm saying?
I definitely go with
now
that.
we have now come into a different time frame to where now it's fucked up, but I'm gonna say it. The new fucking kind of like we're all leaders because social media has created a platform to where we can all have followers.
Everybody
Yeah,
has
right.
a voice.
We can all have followers.
Everybody has a voice and they don't have shit to say.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have nothing to talk about. They're not well versed. And I do appreciate them saying, talking about people who say they're holier than thou because they're highly educated, whatever, and what that does or it doesn't mean. But I'm not agreeing with any of it. I'm just talking about the miscommunication and
I get
where,
it.
and where
Yeah,
our
no.
flaws are. I believe that Lauren is saying, like, you're not a leader. I mean, you're not the leader. You're a leader.
Yeah.
You don't speak for me, whatever. And I think what Kanye is trying to say, I am the leader. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to be on one accord, and we're not. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the capacity to get us on one accord, but he's charging himself with doing it because we're not on one accord. He's
But-
also saying that I don't want to do this shit myself. I can't do it myself.
Yeah.
We need each other. Let's do it collectively.
But the problem with that, the issue with that, and what I think Lauren was, because again we respectfully disagree. Respectfully disagree. I think Lauren Hill is intelligent enough to know, and she has studied enough to know,
extremely intelligent.
and studied enough to know because she comes from the lineage of the Marleys and from Rastafari, who also understand that even though the way that we look at Selassie and what Selassie, we thought Selassie was, when he died, what happens? Because see, that's the thing, that's the dirty little secret in our community that we never talk about. Yeah. That I learned when I actually was serving this country and went to war. The most powerful motherfucking group of people to try to control was ones that didn't have one centralized point of control. If you kill one, something pops up in his head. That gave us fucking hell for the better part of 2 decades. Because there's no one person Saddam Hussein, dead. Why the fuck are we still here fighting?
Right.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Osama bin Laden, gone. Why the fuck are we still here fighting? You know why? Because somebody rose up and took his place, her place, whatever.
Not only that, but the motherfuckers was never in charge to begin with. It was
right, that too, all of that.
Us not understanding the organization is a totally different conversation. We can have that. But what I'm talking about is if we're looking at an organizational structure and we're talking about people who are not only is Kanye not the leader, I don't need an entertain, because that's then I'm quoting Brother Malcolm when he says the only group that gets their leadership from entertainment is us. Yeah. Why the fuck do you give me somebody who sings and dance? Which is why I respect Killer Mike so fucking much, because the first thing, he's very intelligent, but the first thing he would say is, bro, it ain't me. I sing and dance for a living. It's the guy or gal that's doing this shit every day, grassroots, day in, day out, know what the people need, working for the people, doing the things that the people need to do, that we need to elevate and put in that spot. And the issue with Kanye is that he doesn't have the person that's going to tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, him over there, or her over there. Get them around you and let them speak.
Yeah, okay.
And you just be the best, because again, his ego says that I must be up front. And that's the fucked up part about it. His ego keeps saying, but I'm Kanye West and I'm supposed to be in the forefront. And it's like, no, you're not on this.
See, that's why I think,
not on this.
That's where I think Lauren was coming from with the A leader statement. Just if nothing else, the little balance that he needs when he goes into that space mentally. Yeah. When he gets to, I'm the leader. Everything Red said about a leader, but the shocking part is when she says you're not the leader, you're a leader. That makes him think outside himself, right. And that's in a different space.
If he listened to that and took that into heed, I would appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
Because not only he needs to hear that, a group of entertainers need to hear that shit. You need to hear that just because you sing and dance or you entertain or you have a certain amount of money, that does not make you the leader or the voice for black people. Not because you can't be, not because you shouldn't be, but because if you haven't done the work, whatever the work looks like, you did the work to get that financial bag that you got, or to perfect the craft that you're in. Oprah did the work to become the biggest TV star that Oprah could be. Oprah didn't do the work to become the biggest civil rights. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
She didn't do that work.
So that's what I'm saying.
But we keep looking at her and saying, "But why ain't you?"
But see, that's what I'm saying when he talks about when he talks about being the leader. In the same breath, he says, people say I'm proud to be black, and he says, for what? What? Whoa. You see what I'm saying?
Whoa.
So like, if you are the leader, but you feel like the people following you can't even understand, don't have an answer to the question, I'm proud to be black, and yet you said now it's just ideology. You should be. If you follow me, you're gonna be proud to be black because of this. Because I think that you don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
He's saying you don't know.
Or what you proud of by being black does not align with what I'm telling you right now.
Or like he said, you telling me to go to the African History Museum, and I'm telling you our history started a long time before slave ships.
Right. But that does not negate going to the African History Museum.
Doesn't. But that's what I'm saying in the sense that
or to get rid of black history. Like he just said some crazy shit.
Well, that might have been a different interview.
Yeah. No, that was the same interview. He said we should get rid of Black History Month.
That was not the same interview.
Yes, that was. I could tell you at the point when he said it.
Yeah, please.
I can tell you at the point when he said it. Nor he said we should get rid of Black History Month, and he said we should replace it with Black Future Month.
Oh yeah,
that's in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. That was in the. We should have Black Future Month.
Because he did on love. He was talking. Yep.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying this because we're missing the point. On the space of what you said earlier, there is no head. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Us moving on one accord.
Yep.
That was his primary interest, not his primary point. His primary interest.
Yep. Great.
the last thing you said, let's get rid of Black History Month. We need a Black Future Month.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what he's trying to say. See, this is the thing.
What is he trying to say?
Bro,
break it down.
Relax, because you keep saying it. This is the thing. I'm saying he's not qualified to be speaking in this position he's speaking from. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Because you wind up saying things that A, don't come across well,
right?
Or B, or just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, like, it comes across. Because, all right, so what he's saying is, like, we have problems. We need to be focusing on fixing shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about let's stop talking about Black history. Let's talk about Black futures. You know what I'm saying? That's not. We can talk about Black futures without you saying some backhand dumb shit like that. You know what
Actually,
I'm
we need to be talking about all of it.
Yeah, but you have to learn from history because history.
That's what I'm saying.
You're doomed to repeat what you do.
In addition to, you just told people our history started way before, you know what I'm saying, the slave ships. So what I'm saying is, like, he's taking good talking points that he's heard from other people, and he's trying to regurgitate them, but he doesn't have the tool. He says it. He says, I'm not good at math, I'm not good at reading, whatever.
Then to your point, and to all of this, then be self-aware enough to shut the fuck up.
Bro, we talking about Kanye.
We are.
We're talking about Kanye.
We are.
We talking about Kanye after a couple shots of the blunt.
Right. Yeah, we are. That's all. That's all. That's all.
Not give a damn
be
about
self.
Black.
Yeah.
Throw them both together. Taylor Swift does not care about Black people.
Taylor Swift don't give a fuck about Black people. Which that might be something totally different in itself, honestly. Honestly. But see, and that's what it all. When you talk about somebody who's in that rarefied air, you know what I'm saying? Because you looking at Kanye and where he stands, what it takes to walk out of the house. Who he say these people are his peers? Jeff Bezos are his peers. You know what I'm saying? Only financial peers. That's it.
And they not.
I don't even think they're his peers.
And he's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Jeff Bezos is not your peer, Kanye.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
financially.
No, he's not. Because if he woke up with Kanye money, he'd kill himself.
Yeah, probably.
That's who joke is that?
That was Chris Rock's joke. Chris Rock's joke.
Yeah.
If he woke up today and he went from 200 and if you go from 230 to 9.
Yeah.
So
nigga, you got some issues and you probably want to end it all.
Yeah. So I don't know the names he named when he mentioned peers, but
now
some different people.
That's
my whole thing is so what was broken for me is I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know who else doesn't give a shit? The black conditions, the conditions that we're going through as a country, as a diaspora, does not give a shit about who your peers are. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So why do you keep saying you care about us, and then you want to tell me that you was having a conversation with Jeff Bezos and Jay Prince? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
I don't care.
Which is weird as shit.
Which
is weird as shit.
And as is Kanye. So my thing is, like, I love our brother. I know he means well, and what I was getting to, because I kept saying 70% of the points was out of the park. That's how I know they're not his. I shouldn't say they're not his.
They're not his.
That's how I know that he doesn't have the toolbox, because he's spending so much time infuriating others.
And that's all I'm saying, bro, is that if you don't have the toolbox, because who he does remind me of completely is he sounds very Candace Owens-ish.
Yeah.
And Candace Owens has a lot of great points.
Right.
Yeah.
You listen to her.
But guess
and you
what?
go, I can agree with that, or I can see where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. The detriment and the danger of that is, the danger of a half truth or a 3/4 truth is that 0.25 that you fucking missing is probably the missing ingredient that makes everything run, but you leave that shit out to make your fucking point.
Or you just don't know it.
Or you just don't fucking know it.
Or you leave it out to make leave it out to make your money.
Yeah.
Or you leave it out to make your money.
You calling Candace Owens and Kanye West, Derek Jackson, for example. You know what I'm saying? You take the truth to stir up a certain audience, you know what I'm saying, to get followers, to get money, whatever, but you leaving out things that not only, like, you're pretty much causing more of an issue than was there to begin with the half truths. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
And that's the issue that I have with it, and that's why I brought up Candace Owens specifically, because I can also bring up other pundits that are used in that capacity, because people who do know are like, oh, your black ass don't know what the fuck you talking
really
about. Here's a mic, here's a camera.
You know
keep speaking that dumb shit.
Yeah.
Keep on, because I'm not gonna tell you what's wrong. I'm not going to tell you what part you left out. I'm not going to tell you
Bruh.
historically where you're wrong.
I
I'm just going to let you talk and do as much damage as you can fucking do.
I think Kanye West and Candace Owens know way more than Roland Martin, D.L. Hughley, a lot of these blacks who are on CNN and different things speaking for us and speaking on our behalf. Like, they know more and are more informed than all of them.
Even if it's only because they talk to more of those people on a regular.
And I think that is detrimental on both sides.
Yep. Let's take a quick break, bro. We hit some heavy shit. We're gonna go into a quick break. Yeah. When we come back, let's talk the music he was talking about, because let's not be remiss to acknowledge. Make sure you did before. He's a musical genius. You know what I'm saying? We'll be right back. Sure. This is what we doing.
What time we shutting down?
I'm gonna be stepping to the next show, but so everybody ain't up on it.
No, we ain't gotta be.
They call him a crack dealer. I am like Warhol. A nigga paint a picture of a bullet for all y'all. Now crawl form. My sophomore jinx is more minks, but only for my mother. She'll use them as couch covers. You niggas cheapin' in my all-star weekends. If y'all can't swim in the deep end, then watch, nigga. Woo! 80,000 on this watch, niggas. Yeah, and I ain't never had to watch, nigga. Rich or wealthy, pick your poison. I think I paid for one too many abortions. Another Celine, it's like a routine. It's like a Ferris wheel of waist trainers and 7 jeans. Her new body's in my new body. Make her in the hourglass, that's my new hobby. Rich nigga shit, how I blew my first million. Luckily with something in the ceiling, keep dealing, yeah. Talk numbers but never talk them to me though. When you the link to what fits in the keyhole. The realest nigga, the marathon on the Rico. The last cocaine superhero. I got the cape on to cover kilos. The villain wins, the evolution of Nino. Goddamn Batman, holy Toledo. Nah, you ain't talking to me though. Reported a snort, kings hold court. Lawyers get bought, palms get greased when them cases get fought. No felony, what the fuck is you telling me? Reduced to simple assault. It cost to keep it hush hush. It was just us. Ended up selling my Batmobile. The crash don't kill, it's how you survives it. Rebound on niggas, I 9-lived it. Couldn't miss a Super Bowl or a Cancun. Bitches ain't respecting niggas not in full bloom, so the neck is full moon. I'm living a lie, she live for this life and loving the liar pumps. Loving the rush, I'm living the wire. Drugs in this rap is really empire. Rich nigga shit. How I lost my second million. Luckily with something in the ceiling, keep dealing, yeah. Talk numbers but never talk them to me though. When you the link to what fits in the keyhole. The realest nigga, the marathon on the Rico. The last cocaine superhero. I got the cape on to cover kilos. The villain wins, the evolution of Nino. Goddamn Batman, holy Toledo. Nah, you ain't talking to me though.
10 toes deep in the trap, nigga, I'm good here. Feeling like Tony reading the words on a good year. Big said only the feds I should fear. So no threat, be on your steps with the whole hood there. Yeah, shoot up shit, then we blow the scene. Kerosene in a 20-ounce, Polish spring. Nothing to lose attitude, like Ryan from Arizona. It's homicide when I slide up on ya. Reporting live from the project benches. Hurricane, dope is selling fame, dirty syringes. Heroin zombies, street walking on 3-week bench. Clientele, look like the Thriller vid in 3D lens. COD, niggas never had to front me Jones. I'm weighing bricks on the scale, they put the lunch meat on. I'm Nino Brown in the projects. Yes, Curtis Jackson in his Pyrex. Get rich or die trying is my mindset. And spend it all till I'm swallowing dirt. Cause I ain't never see a Brinks truck follow a hearse. I ain't never see a dead man taking a stand. I ain't never see a nigga swallow a bullet and let it talk about it. About that bread, I drop a coffin about it. You watch me go through hell, now watch me walk about it. Nigga shit, that's how I lost 3 million. Luckily it was something in the ceiling. Keep dealing, keep dealing. how God been blessing me. 'Cause if you know like I know, then y'all know it's some jealousy floating through the hood. Ill communication on a brother. Other niggas pull triggers 'cause the niggas getting richer. So I sit back and smoke a spliff. Do you know where you are? On a planet where the pimps fill the atmosphere. Thinking to yourself, damn, should I be here? But it don't matter to the player hater. 'Cause he'll sweat you now or he'll sweat you later. Until you reach the peak of all peaks, then you let him speak. And still he sweats the technique. See, it's no doubt that swabs don't come up. No doubt that niggas gon' run up. No doubt that Diddy died. Yeah, he got done up. Who's my witness? It's all about a baller. Players get this, 'cause niggas living larger. And if you struggle, then you hustle. If you hustle, then you struggle. Bustified niggas seems they can never move a muscle. Except for sticking their hands out to see what a nigga can pass out. It's your attitude that's keeping you ass out. Yeah.
Take one, make some copies for your clique, and stay off my dick. It's a trip. A bitch in hustler's clothing. The hoe wasn't showing, so I had no way of knowing. Why smiling in my face? You stab me in my back. I react like a Mac, 'cause I'm bigger than all that. In fact, fuck you, fraud ass nigga. See this player figure? Wanna take a picture? No. What about your bitch though? And if she take it with me, partner, she was yours from the get-go. It's so funny, honey got him sprung. But if she come this way, she getting bad news and bubblegum. Now 1, 2, this what we gon' do. Crack a brew, light a blunt, and let me kick what's true. You know you go with the flow, try to keep you cool. But you always got to worry about somebody acting a fool. So I use my head, don't let it get me fed. I drank a fifth of yak and take your gal to the bed. Instead of straight tripping and acting real rude, I just charge to the game and blame your player hating attitude.
Like I'm Eisenhower. At the drop of a dime, I'll get mine, wine and dine on the highest tower. Now who's that man in the black suit? Will he back you if he have to, or slap you then jack you? Nobody knows as the story goes, 'cause in my world it's just one of me and a bunch of hoes. I kicks that pimp shit to my real niggas. Then I sit back and let my niggas kick that pimp shit to they real
Slick
niggas.
rhymer, microphone prime time like Dia. Peons get popped 'cause when it's on, it don't stop. It's dropped the bump from way down south. Swallow, swallow. Ain't no need to shout, so when it's told, take heed as I proceed to make cheese. Now multiply my sales by the gas that I cheat. I'm a Hollywood nigga, not I. I'm real till I die, and that's the reason why.
Welcome back to What We Doing, man. I knew it, man. We started talking about this yay shit, man. It's gonna jump off a lot of shit.
Yeah, because again, the title of the show is
It's
Rich Nigga Shit. Because again, he has the mindset. I don't even want to say unfortunately or fortunately, because I'm indifferent about his mindset. He is just a representation of what extreme amounts of money does to the black mind.
Resources.
It causes conflicts that I would have never thought about. And you have to be so solid in who the fuck you are when you get there. You have to be so solid in who the fuck you are when you get there. And how do you become that without a extremely strong organization, an extremely strong foundation around you, constantly pushing you and feeding you good shit? Because again, this is gonna happen again. We are going to have more billionaires. We are going to have more billionaires from entertainment. We are going to have more uneducated billionaires. And the scary part about it is they're going to get into rooms to where they can actually affect change and not know the first fucking thing on how to do it, not have the desire to do it, and will not know who to go to who can actually get them to where they're trying to be. And be humble enough, because we have been taught that, the golden rule, he who has the gold rules. If I got more money than you, I tell you everything. I tell you what it is, because that's the big joke in our community.
That's the reason why in that text message thread, he said, I have more money than everybody in this thread combined.
So before you get to talking crazy.
Because he was trying to set the tone in the language, like you said, that y'all taught me this language.
Yeah. You're right.
Because I came up under y'all.
Yeah, big joker.
So look.
Big joker. I'm rich. I got more money than you, and you don't, so I'm right.
And let me touch on Sam's point of this. I don't care about the billionaires because rappers, athletes, all these different people who aren't billionaires are intentionally pulled into these rooms and these conversations to speak on behalf of a community that they're not directly connected with and speak on content they definitely do not have an education for. So I bring it from there and expand it to all entertainers. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's real.
And the crazy part about it is, some of them know.
Oh, yeah.
Who to talk to and who to vouch for and who to pull in. But they don't. But they also know that, in the words of, it's funny because I used to say the same thing, but in the words of BMF, the television series, they also know who pays the water bill.
Yep. Facts.
So they don't want their water cut off.
They
just want to
cut their water off.
So look.
Woo!
We didn't drop some heavy shit, man. We had a part 2 because of Ye. So we kind of went to some of the topics brought up that sparked a lot of not controversial conversation for sure. So let's dive into the music aspect of this whole interview. They asked me if he wanted to get into the verses.
They asked him, "Is he familiar?"
Yeah.
He said yes.
Absolutely.
Would you be willing to? He said, "Yeah, absolutely."
Yeah.
They said, "Who do you think people want to see?"
Off tops, he thought about it. He said Drake, and that was a good one. And then they said
Jay-Z.
Jay. He was like, he wouldn't do that because it's my boss.
That's my boss.
Which is the beauty in its hypocrisy. And 1 minute you could tell the same dude, hey man, about this song, I got more money than all y'all combined.
Cool.
In the same breath go, but I won't battle you in the verses because you the boss. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
That's fantastic.
And at the same voice, he could say that I didn't sign none of these artists. I'm distributed. I answer to this label. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I really just signed them to them through me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And our problem is Jay over there, I'm over here, this person over there, whatever. Like, we need to be together. You know what I'm saying?
But he tried it.
It's kind of like when Scarface, not Scarface. It's kind of like when Jay Prince, Irv Gotti, and Suge Knight tried to start that distribution company.
Yeah.
We haven't had distribution. We haven't had black-owned distribution.
And nobody's tried it since.
Guess what?
Yeah, they did.
They shut it down.
Who tried it since then?
That's what Tidal was trying to do.
Sure.
That's what Tidal was trying to do.
They shut that down too.
Sure.
But they shut it down then. Why did they shut it down then, bro? Because music was black. You know what I'm saying? So we got a black distributor.
Mm-hmm.
All that money go, but guess what? It's still a higher up with that. Like, it's still their bread. It's still their ballpark. They can still take the ball and go home.
Yeah.
But they still shut it down. They didn't want that to happen.
Yeah. Because eventually eventually we're going to get there. We're going to get to where you own your own masters, black distribution. We not fucking, because this NFT shit is about to fuck everything up.
Yeah.
It's about to fuck everything up. If you haven't seen the video with Tory Lanez, I suggest you go watch it. Just put in Tory Lanez in YouTube, NFT. He made $1 million in 57 seconds. He sold his album as an NFT.
Hold on, man.
He sold his album as an NFT. Sold them all for $1. Sold them 1 million copies for $1. and then they became so valuable. So the one copy is now worth $30,000.
Shit, man. I ain't
So
know
now,
that.
if you went out and you bought 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, now you can go and sell it as a digital NFT for $30,000. Now that's going to fuck up the distribution companies and the record companies. So the record companies are going to have to recalibrate and figure out what they bring to the table. Now, excuse my memory because I'm forgetting the artist that said it, but it was an artist that actually said it was Snoop. It was a Snoop Dogg interview. Matter of fact. Because Snoop is going to be a special advisor to Def Jam.
Right.
So then they asked Snoop point blank. They were like, why would I sign to a major or to a record label when, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, I can do all this shit myself. Why would I need you? He was like, because still at the end of the day, we are a global company. So globally, I can still put money in your pocket because I can go to China and put you in front of 2 billion people that you're not going to be in front of. I can put you in Africa, put you to another 1.5 billion people that you get what I'm saying? Like, we can spend money in places where you can't spend money.
Right.
Or it's going to take you longer to do it. Already got the machine ready to go.
I could just plop you in place.
So they're going to have to figure out. So again, the music industry is going to have to recalibrate again once artists start getting smarter, which they are, and they're going to have to reshift or whatever. So the music conversation was kind of interesting what he was talking about, because when he was also talking about the verses, he said Drake.
Yeah.
Which I would love to see. I personally think he blows the doors off of Drake.
Sure.
Because the
He
things
does as
that
well.
people don't realize is that Ye's big joker is he produces.
That's what I'm saying. So when
anytime you wanna play that game, you gotta play the features game, and I gotta fuck with this guy in the producer credits, and I gotta fuck with the writing credits, which both of them Ghost wrote for folks, and they've had folks write for them.
Right.
But Ye just goes a little deeper when it comes to that. Now, Drake will be a formidable opponent. I think it will be a little spicy, a little saucy, because both of them are a little, you know what I'm saying?
Drake will be a formidable
you know what I'm saying? He'd be a formidable opponent.
Because it's 20 songs.
Yeah.
And I don't think Kanye will think that deep. Kanye has 20 songs that'll blow whatever 20 Drake has out of the water. But I don't know if Kanye would be able to sit that deep and think through it in that way.
He would. Because if nothing else, we talking music. We're not talking politics. We're not talking none of this shit. We just talk for an hour and some change. If we talking music and we talking someone who understands a song structure, understands album placement, understands that shit at a graduate level, it's Kanye.
I would go with
Kanye
that.
knows what a classic looks like.
Absolutely.
Drake
I'll go
ain't
with that.
smelt one.
Absolutely.
People can argue with me and say, "So Far Gone" is maybe one. Maybe Thank Me Later. You can argue with what Drake's classic was.
In terms of an album,
I can give you 5 fucking classics from Ye that you gonna have a hard time arguing with me that weren't absolutely fucking classics.
Case in point. I don't like his favorite, Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's when I jumped off the wasn't
classic.
But I would not argue with you that it's not a classic.
His best produced album.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm not arguing with you that it's not a classic. I personally don't like it, but if I'm not going to tell you that it's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With Drake, I don't even know what the man does. You know what I'm saying? I can be unplugged. I'm unplugged from Kanye, but I know where he's at musically.
So here's the thing with Drake that you got to understand. Drake took 2 people's formulas, and he's very intelligent for doing this. He took 2 people's formulas, and he said, "It's my lane." He took LL, and he took Cornell Haynes, and he took this and said, "Singles." Need a fucking album.
Sure.
Singles.
He also took
Nelly ain't look. We can go through Nelly albums. We can go through Nelly, probably the first one, but after that, we naming singles.
Yeah.
LL, same thing. We naming singles. And those are the 2 that was singles. When they dropped the single would sell 2 million. And you don't even know what the fuck the album sold.
Yeah.
Drake was smart enough to look at that, look at the strategic way that Jay does things, look at how Wayne does things. But to me, he took those 2 and said, I'm just gonna drop 0 to 100 for no reason, with no album attached to it. And the shit's gonna go triple. So in a verses, we talking 20 songs. Drake's gonna have 20 fucking fucking
recognizable
fucking
hits, I will
bangers.
say.
Absolutely.
It's just Ye can play the game with him.
And when you say fucking
That's
bangers, I don't like the song, so I don't agree with that. But I understand, like globally,
That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna go out of the
Like,
Bro, he got 20.
Yeah.
So
I'm not
gonna-
the biggest Drake fan either,
I'm
but he
not
got
gonna.
20.
I'm not gonna dig none of it.
I'm
You know what
not
I'm saying?
gonna dig
Like,
I'm a dig 0 to 100. I'm a dig knife talk. I'm a dig like he can like.
The music is there. The music
Yeah,
is there.
yeah.
I'm a dig. 20.
So, but if you talk about a global versus, right? And to us, versus really can't get no bigger, right? To us, people of the culture. But you talking about putting verses on that global situation, that global stage. This would be it. It's definitely
I was gonna
it.
say like the other formula that we can't forget is he took Jay-Z's vampire strategy, and what I mean by that is like the longevity, like how I stay relevant. Jay-Z got
Of
hit
course.
early on, where it's like
who's the
I
hottest?
see
yeah.
who's bubbling before they blow, and I try to bring them up under my wing. You know what I'm saying? I make it seem as if I'm endorsing them when the reality is they already on their way up.
Yeah.
They just don't know it yet.
Right.
I agree.
And so Drake started doing the same thing.
He
That's
took
how
that.
stay
Yep.
relevant.
He took that. So he studied the game. Like when he had that lyric, he said, "I understand that I studied the game, and I understand I'm not doing it good. I'm doing it better." He studied the game, and he is a student of this game. So he has that catalog to draw from, and he is strategic. So he would fuck with Jay on a different.
So-
I'm sorry, he would fuck with Ye on a different level. The thing that Ye just has his war chest is too big.
See, it's to me, it would be
His
like
war chest too big.
it'd be like Jeezy's 2005 versus Gucci's whole catalog, right? Because me personally, I like.
What you mean?
All right, so me personally, I like Gucci's whole set better, right? He went here, he went there, he went global, right? But none of that can fuck with Jeezy's 2005. None of it. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, but wait a minute. None of it can fuck with 2005 because every time it felt like just the vibe, something was tilted. He'd play something off 101 and it's over with, right? Same thing was Ye. And he said this. Nothing fucking with dark twisted fantasy, you know what I'm saying? So if he just hit cuts off that's one album compared to how many album compilations you just said with this since 20.
It's
But
not even
shit.
it's really not even something that should happen. Like they are both iconic to an extent. You know what I'm saying? In theory.
Period.
You know
No,
what I'm saying?
then
And so
you can
that's where the battle comes from. But in terms of music, it's like saying give me another big artist, not Nelly. Give me another super pop, whatever.
Flow Rider.
Fuck it. It's like saying Flo Rida versus Quincy Jones. You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
hear
what I'm
you.
saying. Like
I
he
hear
got
you.
them. Flo Rida got them songs. Everybody look club, whatever.
Yeah.
But we talking about music, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when
But we not.
nah, bro.
But we
saying,
not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't battle.
No.
Like,
I'm saying.
there's not a song that Drake can play that's better than All of the Lights from a music standpoint.
Sure.
Period.
I agree.
But
when they play it,
from a nostalgia,
Knife Talk gonna win.
I'm sorry, from a nostalgia and from a I love Drake standpoint and Drake fan standpoint.
That's my point.
Started from the bottom, or like he
That's
can
my
go to some of
point.
those songs again.
That's
Now,
my point. Starting
now
from the
again,
bottom
now again,
is 1 on a scale of 100 compared to All of the Lights, but it would win in a versus because it's incompetence. That's what I'm saying.
I
It
see
shouldn't
what you're
even
saying. I
happen.
see what you're both saying, but I guess it would really it'd be one of those things where we actually have to see it because I'm feeling what you're saying, right? Like all of that.
it
But
would be the performance. But at
It
that
would have
time,
to be-
if we see it, it would have to be. So you can never forget the Jadakiss theory. Like you can never forget the Jadakiss theory in all of this. If I come up and I have a strategy and I'll outperform you, I'm gonna win anyway.
There you
it's
go.
the same way. Why? It's the same reason why Busta Rhymes is the boogeyman of verses right now, and nobody wants to fuck with him because if he performs, you lose.
that's real too. And
See,
we have to-
like
and
if
we
he
have to
performs, you lose.
You know what? And you bring
And
up a
you're gonna
point.
have better music than him. But if he performs, you fucking lose. And if Spliff Star's there, you fucking lose.
I think you bring up a point
You
because
lose.
in the beginning of verses, when it was just people at their crib doing whatever, that keeps a different level. But now we're at the performance stage of this thing,
audiences,
the audiences and all this type of stuff.
true.
And then I still feel that even with all of Drake's success, Kanye is going. Ye is going to bring a group of people with him. They literally changed the name to Ye, so
I know.
I'm trying to respect it. He's going to bring a group of people with him that do not fuck with Drake at all, because none of us are going to sit here and argue about college dropout and late registration. Everybody know that's the two
We
I
not.
fucks with. We not. That's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
no. But stop. We know music.
That's what I'm saying.
That's my point.
That's my whole point.
That's my point. That's why I shouldn't even get battle.
But that's the thing. The versus is not for the music heads, y'all. It's not for us. It's not for us. It's not for us. You know when it's for us? When they give us two old school artists that we both can love. That's when it's for us.
I hear you. That particular verse is not for us.
That's not for us.
I agree.
It is a pop versus.
I agree.
So Ye's gonna have to go pop Ye, which he can, and which I think that he is strategic and smart enough to play certain songs in certain areas to where he's gonna blow the doors off of Drake. However, I can no longer say that Drake can't fuck with anybody in a versus because single wise, I've had to come to the conclusion that he understands how to make a hit.
You said Drake.
I had to come to that conclusion that Drake knows how to make a hit. Fuck the albums my old ass trying to look for.
I don't know if he does.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know if he does.
Yeah, he does. He's the artist of the decade, bro. Yeah, he does.
And that's bullshit.
You can say it's bullshit, but it exists.
Is bullshit because hype gobbling is hype gobbling. What's
Yeah.
put in front of you is what's put in front of you. What I was saying is this: when you have a team of 20, when you have a team of 30, when you have a team, I don't know if he knows how to put together a hit. He has hits for decades. I don't know if he knows how to put together.
So this the difference.
I know that he knows how to put a hit because not only does he have hits himself, he's gross roast hits for others. Like, period. He got top 100 single. He got Rihanna songs. We can't do that. Like, I know we want to.
I know the Rihanna songs.
We can't do
They're
it.
not that good.
So,
to you,
but yeah, but I mean,
the world said it was. So that's again.
Okay,
The world said it
There's
was.
a lot of dumb shit.
But my thing is,
Every day.
when you talk about a knowledge of making a hit, and you got them too, and you have all the resources they have, you know what I'm saying? Drake's team, you know what I'm saying? Kanye's production and writing team, whatever he does. If you're talking about, I have X amount of dollars and I need to go to one of them to make a hit that I know is going to make me a hit. From I need to make a hit standpoint, I think most people with any type of sense is going for Ye for the hit, maybe Drake for the feature, but you're going to go to Ye for the hit.
Let me say this.
Y'all, don't make me be the contrarian, because again, of the three of us, I think I'm probably the biggest Ye stan. But I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all about this little light skinned motherfucker. I'm tired of fighting it.
Before you become the contrarian, let me say my piece, because I actually disagree with what you're saying. If you were to come to me today and say, hey, I need a major hit, well, that's a good point. Going back to Sam's point. So if you say, hey, I need a major hit today, I feel like where you going from now. Mm-hmm. All right, so if you say I need a major hit today, and it's Drake's song, I'm picking Drake.
Sure.
Yeah, me too.
I think what you're saying is like, no, you're not on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You're just writing and creating the song for the world.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying.
But that's
I still don't trust Kanye right now.
That's not okay. So the argument. So let's have the really quickly. Let's have the argument that we're having.
Okay.
The argument that we're having is 20 songs for verses. I'm not saying who's the better artist. Ye is.
Sure.
Ye's the better artist.
Yeah.
That part ain't debatable.
Right.
Ye's the better artist because Ye can do too much.
Yeah. He has too much access to stuff.
He can do too much. He can produce, arrange, master, sing it, do the hook, and rap the fucking song.
Therefore, they shouldn't battle.
Who the fuck else can do? No, because again, that's not what we're battling. We're not saying create a song from scratch. We're saying what snaps.
Ye said we need a month of Ye verses. We need a fashion verses. We need a feature. We need a production verses. We need all these different verses. You know what I'm saying?
Verses.
Exactly. I'm on my Noriega shit. So like that's kind of where I'm at with it. I hear you. What I'm saying is like I've always been. What the mothers used to say, just because your friend jump off a bridge, man, you gonna do
right.
Like I don't care what the sheep are saying, bro. They don't even know that they're sheep. You know what I'm saying?
And I definitely get that.
I don't care about collectives and numbers and numerous.
I get that. That's great, sir. It's a little arrogant, which is my bag. It's my bag. I'm arrogant as shit. Like it's my bag. I get you. It's a little arrogant, and what I'm trying to consider is that my arrogant ass ain't the one this versus is for. Because if my arrogant ass is the one this versus was for, I'll be the first to tell you 20 songs for 20 songs. You ain't gonna blow the doors off this young man. However, but what I must do is in the event of objectivity, and also for a younger generation, that those songs mean a little something different than they mean.
That's
to
right.
Me.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They're saying,
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
they're going to say, "Oh, Drake all day long," and the women, of course, Drake all day long because
don't
nice
disrespect
for what?
women like that. It depends on what you're talking about.
Nice for what? What Ye song fucking with nice for what?
I'm saying this. Some women love I'm saying some women love music the way that you love music.
They do.
So let's not disrespect them in that way.
I'm not disrespecting.
Where I'm
them.
going with it is
I'm
this,
talking
though.
about the casual fan.
Hold on. Where I'm going with it is this, though. That's the reason why I'm saying this versus should not happen. I'm saying Drake does not deserve to be in a battle with a Ye because he's going to win off of popular opinion, and it's not true. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Now
That's
that
what
I
I'm
can go
saying.
with it.
It's not
That
true.
was
He
gonna
doesn't
say.
deserve it.
It's not
But
true
look,
to you, but music is
this-
universal.
No, you just said it. Musically, it's not even a battle. You know what I'm saying?
To
But in
you.
terms, no, you said
that-
that.
And to
As
me,
artists.
Right.
to our old asses.
But see, that's the tipping point of the verses, though.
Oh,
That's the
yes.
tipping point of the verses, though. When I say he's gonna bring somebody with him, a lot of us will watch for the Ye side, go get him something to eat during Drake situation, come back, watch, then hop the phone, hey, Ye killing it. We watching it, we commenting all that type of stuff versus the kids that's gonna be all Drake. You see what I'm saying? So the same young people that's gonna come up with Drake, there's a few old niggas who's rolling with Ye in this thing.
The same young people who said that the Big Daddy Kane and whatever verse was gonna be trash.
That shit was hard.
Listen,
That shit was hard.
what I watched was every artist that you grew up worshiping was watching the fucking verses, going crazy like
Yep.
fans and children. You
That
know what I'm saying?
shit was
Like
hard.
all this shitting on people like that. For
It's
what?
crazy.
For what? We gotta
But
let it go.
anyway, look, we knew this was gonna happen. I'm glad it happened just like that, man. We're gonna leave it out there. We'll probably do a part 3 here in a minute. You know what I'm saying? A couple of days because this is the topic that's gonna keep on going, man. But until we hit that point, man, we out here, man. It's your man HT Sims.
Mr. Mix.
St. Louis Red.
This is what we doing.
Care for me, care for me.
Ass, 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 ass.
And sample.
Now make that motherfucker hammer sound like.
Bro, HT Sims and Mix can take a Lauryn Hill sample, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With a New
Oh.
Orleans bop, and it will be the #1 song in the
Oh, we had to
world.
do the whole track though.
Drake
Oh, we
produced
do it,
that?
Yeah.
Drake produced that song? Fuck no.
No, bro.
Get out.
You gon' have to tailor your arrogance, sir. They like Drake out here.
Bitch, I'm Pootie Tang, tippy toe, tippy tay. You gon' get a tip today. Fuck that. You gon' get some dick today.
Break out Sunday service though.
I'm looking all good, I'm making her wet. They pay me respect, they pay me in checks, and if she look good, she pay me in sex. Bounce that ass, it's the roundest. You the best, you deserve a crown, bitch. Right on the ass, 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 ass. Stop. Now make that motherfucker hammer sound like.